to be my secret lover to me.
My name is Abena Johnson, and this is Focus on Liberia. Hit it! From Cape Mount to Cape Palmas, Mount Nimba to Atlantic Ocean, Obomi Hills to Pocondre, to educate, elevate, and promote. Yeah, focus on Liberia. For Liberia, Liberia. For Liberia, yeah, 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 yeah. From Monday to Sunday. From Monday to Sunday. It's focus on Liberia. Talk about home affairs. Hey. In diaspora. Current affairs. Hey. Reliable information. History. Ooh. Talking about culture. Yeah. Politics. Education. Entertainment. Yeah. Business. Sports. Advertisement. Articulation. Focus on Liberia. Focus on Liberia. Focus on Liberia. From Monday to Sunday. Focus on.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Focus on Liberia. My name is Dennis Jai, and we are broadcasting from Atlanta, Georgia. In our today's edition, we are honored to have the legendary Miatta Fahnbulleh with us. She is about to launch her new EP. She is, and I like the fly, say still kicking. She is still kicking, and she's still singing, and she's doing what Miatta Fahnbulleh does best. And so we are honored to have her in studio. And many of the people you see call her Auntie Miatta. Madam Fahnbulleh, welcome to the show.
Thank you so very much for having me, Dennis. It's a pleasure.
Great, thank you. And I saw your flyer, and you are about to still do what you do best. First of all, how have you been? It's been a while since you were last year on Focus on Liberia. I say welcome back, and let's have a sip.
My name is Abena Johnson.
What? You keep going in and side.
Oh, you don't
Is
hear me
that the
clearly?
network?
Let me come again. I just say welcome back. It's been a while since
No,
we last spoke to you on
you're
Focus.
going in and out.
Oh, it could be the
Oh, yeah,
network.
you know, I think 2-3 years.
Yeah. So is it better now? All right. And I play a little
Yes,
bit
it's better.
okay.
Much better.
It's better. Great. Great. I started from the beginning, but there's a flyer, that I saw. It says, this is how it reads: EP music launch, still kicking it by Miatta Fahnbulleh on August 3rd, 2025, 6 p.m. There will be a launch, and all roads lead to Jazz Bar and Grill in Northridge, Accra, Ghana. I'm excited that you are launching something new. Let's talk about it. Let me start by asking you the program that is launched for August 3rd in Accra. Give us a little bit.
That I'm doing something new. Well, we
Am
want
I?
to make a lot of noise at this CD. And
Okay.
some of my friends said, oh, but we got to celebrate the 77th birthday. And you've been in the music industry for over 50 years. So basically, that is what we're doing on the 3rd of August in Accra at the Music Venue plus 233. I'm sure many of you who've come into Accra one time or another visited there. And it's going to be a lot of music. My friends are Stella Monia from Nigeria, Dede Mabieku from Nigeria, and from Liberia we have Amanda Grimes Wallow, also Tanya Garnett, FA, and who did I leave out? Yes, and in Ghana we've got Nicholas, we've got one of Ghana's leading ladies by the name of Ifia, and there's another one by the name of Inam. So all of those artists are going to be performing. Did I say Nicholas? Our own boy Nicholas B with the golden voice.
Yeah. Anytime you
And it's
start
just going to
naming,
be a celebration of everything. And I'm saying that whatever is raised that night in terms of the sale of the it is terrible tonight.
yeah, it's kind of breaking a little bit.
Let me hear you, Dennis.
Yeah, I say you're kind of breaking up a little
Yes,
bit.
it's breaking up.
Okay. I mean, 50 years doing this and 77th
Mm-hmm.
birthday. I want to
Mm-hmm.
say congratulations on this CD launch. Hmm. It's, it's still, you still not hearing me clearly?
Yes. Is that strange?
Yeah, that is strange indeed.
No, I don't know why you're going in and out, fading in and out.
Right.
But can you
Is it?
hear me clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly, but sometimes you fade in and out as well. So let's try again.
Same thing here.
Let's try again. Are you hearing me
Must be the
clearly
net.
now?
Must be the network. Okay.
Is it better at your end?
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking, I can hear probably the first part, and then it fades out at the end where I don't get the last portion of your sentence.
Okay. Is it better? I turned off some things at my end. Is it better?
Not really, because when you went to I turn off, it became smear.
Hmm. Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, this is Between the Headlines. Our guest is the legendary Miatta Fahnbulleh. We're going to talk about our new CD launch. And also, if you have, someone with this level of experience and knowledge, we want to talk about something else. So we want to talk about Liberian culture. I mean, she's been in this business for 50 years now, and she's been there when Liberia has gone through a lot. So we'll be kind of talking to her also, looking back, having some reflections, Liberia then, Liberia now, and where she thinks we are. Again, welcome to the show. Is it better now, Madame Famula? Is it better? Much better? Oh Lord. Where she thinks
No, it was when you started first. Yeah, it
oh,
was when you started first, and then it just started getting lost again.
right.
Turn
And
off
you
some
are,
of those buttons.
yeah, I did. Everything now is completely turned off. Just this one. And when you watch it on Facebook,
Where
it's
you
very
are,
clear.
that is fine. Now you smooth.
All right, great. We want to thank you. Madam Fahnbulleh, 50 years of doing this. How does it feel?
To who? To me?
Yes, 50 years, I mean, and now
It's okay.
50 years in the music business, that's a lot of years. It, is it going bad again? You're scaring me now.
No. I'm laughing at your comment.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I thought you were not hearing me again.
No, I heard you.
Oh, okay. Again, congratulations. I've been doing this for so long, and there's a lot we can learn from you. All right. People watching us say everything is very clear. I don't know, but it's good. But let's start with the new CD or the new music here. I
Okay.
played it at the beginning, and our secret lover. I like the scenes. I like everything. I like the music.
Yes.
I like the picture quality. Everything about this, I love it. What's the inspiration of Secret Lover? Can you hear me? Enter Miatta, can you hear me? I just wanted to play the scene so people will see the picture quality, but we can talk over it.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now clearly? Do you want me to call you on the phone? Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you, but you've been silent on my side.
Oh no.
Now I can hear you when you spoke just now.
Oh really?
I didn't hear any of it was just silence.
Really? I've been talking.
Mm-hmm.
I've been talking.
I don't know what they're
I was
hearing
starting.
outside, but I'm not hearing you.
Okay. So can I call you
Mm-hmm.
on the phone? The picture will be here, but can I call you on the phone so we talk on the phone? Would that work?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, I
Let me
guess so.
yeah, let me do that because this is I don't know what is happening, but we
Okay. Hello.
hello.
Yes,
All right. Can you hear me through the phone? Okay.
I'm hearing you through the phone.
All right. And viewers, if that is fine, just give us a thumb up if you are hearing us okay through the phone. Please let us know. So, Madam Fahnbulleh, let's briefly talk about 50 years in the music industry. How does that feel? Say something so that we can hear you through the phone.
It feels great. It really feels great. It doesn't even feel like 50 years to me, but of course, when you count where it started, it's a long time. But I'm feeling good.
Great. Good. So let's start with the song that I play at the beginning, Secret Love or Secret Lover, right? And I was saying, I was just playing some of the scenes so that people will see. So I'll play some of that on the side and mute the music itself, just so that you see, I mean, how brilliant the picture quality, everything about this is just phenomenal. Tell us about, Secret Lover. Is it what is the inspiration behind this? Is it a true life story, or what is it about?
It's, you know what, when the artist makes the music and delivers it, every single person hears what they want to hear.
Yes.
I have assumed that every single human being, every one of us, have had that secret lover, that love that never came to fruition, that love that you remember 50 years or 60 years down the track. Every human being goes through that. And I assume you too, Dennis. maybe when you were in the 10th grade in Sino, there was this particular person.
That assumption is correct. That I could have that same secret lover. I mean,
Yes.
I like the picture and everything else. I mean, who directed this?
Oh, a wonderful man here by the name of King Luke. And if you all remember, back in 2013, I did a song called The Big C.
Yeah.
For corruption. We did this whole video thing. And he was also the producer of that video. And, when you've worked with somebody and you know them, I called him again. He was available and happy to work with me. And he came in and did a wonderful job. He's a very calm person, but a very steady worker. He has everybody under control. He has his own team, and it was no problem. It just went so smoothly.
I like the phone, and this is the young, and I like the story, right? The younger version, and now this is, and they were able to kind of get the scenes. And look at that smile. Tell me the concept. I mean, everything that was put into this to make it really what it is that we see here. Tell me a little bit more about the level of work and the coordination and everything that got this splendid work out to us. I like it.
Okay, well, I mean, we took time off. We went into the studio. That took its own time. And we've been working on that for The Secret Lover for almost a year in the studio. I live in Liberia too. And so I run away and come to Accra to be able to go into the studio and work with my colleagues. So once the music was finished, of all the songs, this was the song that I wanted to do a video of. I mean, if you're wealthy, you can do a video of all the 5 songs.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do this song because, it was very special to me. And when I got back in April, I called King Lou to tell him of this. I sent him the music and told him what I saw, from the young to the old, apart. And he put his script together. And then on Easter Sunday, I called my friend and brother for over 30-something years, Mr. Richard Mufida Mijo, and said to him, Richard, you got to come and help your sister do this project. And he just said, oh, yes, I'm very honored to do it, blah, blah, blah. I said, are you serious? Because this man is a big star now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's Nollywood's leading. I said, really? He said, yes, I'll do it for you. And interestingly enough, we thought we would have to go to Lagos to shoot him or whatnot, but it wasn't like that. he had his own crew in Lagos, and they filmed him doing his own memory thing, and they sent it over to King Lou, and he edited it and put it together. So, you know, when that was completed, Dennis, I really, really felt great. It went so smoothly. Everything came out fine. And I could just say, hey, I thank the ancestors.
Yeah, and you preempted. I was going to ask about that, gentleman. The collaboration, you just went right into it. Thank you. Another song that is on this CD is Amos Sakisa. Amos Sakisa. Yeah, let me make that attempt. Amos Sakisa, what does that mean?
We not explain it until we tired.
Yeah.
Almost satisfied. Then he went to Amos Sakisa. How do we call it? The evolution of language. I believe the original sentence was I'm almost satisfied. And then we Liberianize it, are almost satisfied. And that's how it proceeded to go to Amos Sakisa, which we sang in one of our ring songs and dances when we were kids.
Oh, wow.
It's not an original concept from Miatta. I simply adapted more lyrics into it.
Wow. So this is English. I'm almost satisfied, and it kept going until we Liberianize it, and then So was it like children? You know, maybe starting when young children are singing.
Well, it sounds like, well, you know, don't say young people, because all through the years we always have Liberians singing the lyrics of songs.
Yeah.
You know, so it didn't just start with us. Yeah, we were young. That's what we heard, and that's what we sang. Yes.
And so you decided to pick that up, right? To sing it from that angle, right? Instead of saying, okay, I know this means I'm almost satisfied, but you decided to sing it that way, that Liberian way.
I decided to sing it as I heard it.
Okay.
As I heard it when I was 4, 5 years, 6 years old. That's all we know. Amos Sakisa, Amos Sakisa, Amos. So I even went in search of the meaning and its connection.
That's the beauty of the art, right? That you chose, you chose to go that route. That's a message in there. Let me go to the next song, which is I know you sang before Oba, you know, woman. Now you have another one. It's like I don't know if that's a build up on that, but it's still talking about woman. Get up and do something.
Yeah.
Right. So first, let me hear you talk about, you know, is your inspiration on that one.
Well, hey, last year before, I was moved by the lady Kamala Harris, who ran in the presidential elections. And I watched the whole thing, the campaigning, the different personalities who were involved in the campaign and so forth. And of course, we know what happened with the results and so forth. But I wanted just to do something for her. You know, we have very short memories. And this was the very first time that a woman of African descent was running. And not a mediocre woman, but a bright and brilliant person. And so that's why I wrote the song. And during the campaign, when they were calling out, women, I remember Michelle Obama saying, let's do something. And of course, we say that in our own chants here in Liberia, on the continent, we say, women, oh, women, women, oh, women, don't just sit down.
Do something.
Let's do something. So, it's a constant call.
Right.
Then is the struggle for women's equality is so far from over. We have to consistently, spur our sisters on, remind them, give them hope, push them into having strength. Because, hey, the life of a woman all over the world, to tell you the truth, is a challenge. It's a challenge. There's nowhere where women are having it wonderfully. And we live in a misogynistic society. Is constantly searching for equality. So so that's another anthem the women can dance to and be reminded that we have to keep keeping on.
And this song, like you said, is asking women to do something. Well, what is that?
Yes.
What is that something in mind?
What is that something?
Yeah.
To stand up firm.
Okay.
To stand firm. To be there and support each other, first and foremost. By way of just a side thing, I'm reading in our papers that there's a possible proposal. I don't want to get the story wrong, but there's a proposal, a suggestion that the House of Representatives install another 10 seats for women and disabled. Have you heard that?
Yes.
Okay. Now for me, women and disabled, that's how you see us? Is that how you see us? Then I say, give it to the disabled. Give all the 10 seats, give them to the disabled. But you cannot insult us. You cannot insult us and patronize us to say there will be special seats allotted to women. Do you understand? So I'm not one of those women who think it's a great thing. I just see you patronizing me, and I am all the time asking for equality. I want to be able to go to the polls and challenge the men. If I win, I win. If I don't win, I go and sit down and come back again. But how do you allot seats specifically for women? And that is part of the misogynism in our society, Dennis. And I told a friend of mine, I said, well, when they do that and the women go there and start talking, if they're loud and boisterous like me, then you hear the men saying, that is something we didn't want you here for. They would be intimidated. They would be shut up.
And somebody hearing that, when a family is okay, let's see, is it irony? Because you are saying, the inequality, so women should do something, right? But the way you want that to be done is through a fight, not allotment. Is that what I'm hearing? Not so much.
Yes, I prefer to fight for it. I don't want your patronage. They say, beware of Greeks. They say, beware of Greeks bearing horses. when I put it in the Liberian context, when you saw able to give us seats, when you saw able to give us seats, we've been having this round fourth estate or whatever. We've been having elections since 2005. Women have been in the races. Good women, credible women. They are not voted for. And that's why I say the women have to do something about that. We're 51% of the population, for heaven's sake. 51% of the population. We should have more women elected because of who we are.
And let me ask you this, right? Because at the end of the song, you listed some women from various cultures who did something.
That's right.
Right. So
and we all know them.
Right. You listed Madam President Sirleaf. You listed Madam Swakoko. Okay.
Yes, I had to.
What do you, and maybe this is let me ask this question. What do you think you believe that say for instance President Sirleaf did for the fight for equality of women? And then you can use Swakoko as well.
What Madam Sirleaf did for women's participation and everything, that would be just my opinion. Okay, I really and sincerely, I don't think she did much.
Okay.
I really and truly, I may be wrong, but I don't think Madam Sirleaf in 12 years advanced the role of women after her. And that is my honest opinion.
But she did something, like you say in the song. Swakoko did something. Michelle Obama did something, right?
Yes, they all did something. I mean, Mrs. Sirleaf did things.
Okay.
You have to go through her 12 years. There's some positive things she did in terms of development for the country. In terms of development for the country, in terms of investment brought in and what was happening. But in terms of promoting, let me say promoting women, you know. Look at the woman in Namibia. The lady in Namibia.
Yeah.
I mean, she comes in and her vice president is a woman and her speaker is a woman, you know. Of course, I don't think Madam Sirleaf would have ever gone that far because the men would have killed her.
So you believe our society, and we still see inequality in our society?
Amen, Dennis, man. Of course. It's very much there on all levels. On all levels. You got a male poet and you got a female poet. They're going to make noise about the male poet. Male singer, female singer. Male doctor, female doctor. Yes. I'm sorry. That's, you know, that's the society we're in. And I prefer to fight for my own equality, really. And that's what we should be doing. That somebody do something. Fight for your own equality.
Thank you. So if you are just joining us and you are watching, you're a woman, do something. Auntie Miatta said, do something. And since we have you, you know, again, congratulations on your music. I want us to turn to a little bit of things that are happening. I want to get your take. You know, since I got you, I want to ask you a few questions before I can take leave of you. You are currently in Ghana. The current government, and I see your participation, your work, even when it started with the inaugural committee and all those things. So we were expecting you to play some sort of role, and you are not there. So I'm asking, what's happened? I was expecting Madam Fahnbulleh to be something, advisor somewhere or doing something in government. You just not interested?
No, I'm not interested. Dennis, I'm not your average Liberian. Okay. who is always looking for a job in the government. I'm not. And I also deal with my reality. This year made me 77 years old.
Wow.
And I know I look good. God has blessed me. I've got a good health and everything else. But I know my own limitations. I know my own limitations. And I'm so thankful that I have my music always to fall back on. So there wasn't a place for me. There wasn't a place for me at all. And, you know, as I explain it, at this stage of my life, I want to be able to go off and sing. If I'm called to festival, I want to go there and sing, visit my grandchildren and my children, spend time with them, and so forth. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've been on the road since I was 19 years old.
And I respect that, and I love that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But just that when you said there wasn't a place for me, I don't know how do you explain that?
You said you would see me in the role of an advisor. Can you see me in the role of an advisor?
Why not?
Poor Joseph, but I would be in trouble. If I was advising him, no.
What will you tell him?
Oh, Jesus. No, you know, I was totally disappointed after the whole election and inauguration because I saw people fighting and scrambling for jobs, and I was like, yeah, you know, everybody trying to put their family in place, their friend, their cousin. That's why I said, nah, can't be with this kind of stuff. I'm too opinionated for that.
Okay. Good. All right. But, you know, and a lot of things have happened since then, you know, and without going too deep, but I want to talk about a few of those things that happened since then. One of it being, you know, what we saw at the Capitol, whole lot of noise at the end of it. The Capitol was burned, and we went back to having a new speaker and all that. You know, what's your take on that? I just want to ask you a few things that have happened, just pick here and there to get your take.
Yeah, that speakership drama was a drama. And very early on in the drama, for me, I asked Mr. Kufa to resign. A lot of people didn't agree. Oh, we should stick to the Constitution, etc., etc. But one of the reasons why members in the legislature are called honorable men and women. If you're an honorable man or woman, if a little scandal or whatever comes or want to smear your character, you step back. That's what made it honorable. But the truth of the matter is we do not have honorable men and women in our legislature. We've sat down in the past 15, 20 years. We've invited elected criminals, we've elected hustlers, drug dealers, the works. And I'm saying that is what happens. Because if we had a house of honorable men and women, the capital would never have been burnt. But we had individuals still in their criminal minds, their intimidating minds, and they decided to burn the building down. That pained me a lot. It pained me. When I left Liberia, 9 years old, there was no Capitol building there. No Capitol building. When I came back from England in 1961, the building had been built. And, as I was saying earlier to you, my brother, I never went into the Capitol building until 2005, December 2006. In all my years. And I'm sure a lot of my contemporaries were the same, because that building was like a sacred edifice. You didn't just go to the Capitol building to go walk around, to go and see. You didn't go to the Capitol building to visit your uncle. No, it was a sacred building to us. So for me, it was preparing for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's inauguration in 2006 that I ended up at the Capitol to walk in and to look around and to see. That's how sacred that building was. And I was hurt as a Liberian that individuals in our society, in the very House of Representatives, could think about destroying it. Just because they couldn't get their way. Just because they couldn't get their way. Ooh, horrible.
And you use some strong words. You said we have elected criminals, hustlers, drug dealers. You're talking about legislators that we have? Criminals and drug dealers and hustlers?
Denny, you want to make a lot of enemies for me. You know what? But hey, at my age, I'm not a diplomat anymore. I'm not trying to be diplomatic. I'm not trying to be diplomatic. All of us know the criminals that I'm referring to. All of us know the drug dealers that I'm referring to. All of us know the con men, etc., that we have in the legislature. And because they've got money, they've been able to bribe their way through the people and get into the legislature. But if you insist, I can call names. They let them come kill me. I don't care.
No, you say I want an enemy for you. I don't want to have that record, so I will leave it as that.
Because all of us know who they are. Our country has been taken over by criminals, not nationalists.
And that's one thing.
The sooner we get to know that, the better it would be for all of us.
And I will save that for last because I want you to reflect. You being there, I mean, you talk about coming back 1961, the capital, so you've seen a lot. So actually, but I will table that for now. When we're talking about fight for women, I forgot to ask you because today what we saw on video, women, especially Muslim, mainly people from the Fula ethnic group, they were demonstrating today because of some form of arrest. I don't know if you were able to see that. And even though I don't like how people were putting it, they were some reporter would say, they arrested, they did this to a Muslim woman or they did this to a Fula woman. I say, what if the person was Crew or Vi or down? Would they say Liberian arrest a Christian down woman? But that's besides the point. When you look at that saying and the police person I couldn't see that clearly. The police person effecting that arrest looked like a woman to me. Pull out the hijab, they were like fighting, and the little kid was there. And after they took the kids, the person came back, the police person came back and pulled the hijab and doing all that. I'm like, what is this all about? I mean, what was it for you looking at that? How did you feel? I know the video didn't tell the complete story. I must also say that.
The law is the law. Okay, now, the story that I've heard could be rumor, it could be untrue. Police approached the lady because whether she didn't have a meter, she had meter, and she was stealing current. So they tried to arrest her. She resisted arrest. Whether she Bassa woman or whether she Christian woman or whether she Muslim woman or you resist arrest, and then you proceeded to take a hot pot of soup and throw it on the police. I've lived in the civilized country for a long time. You don't mess with the police. You do not mess. We hear the stories all the time.
Yeah.
You don't mess with police. Whether in America or whether in England or Italy, you don't. When police come to talk to you, stand up straight. But we have absolutely no respect for our law enforcement officers. There's no respect. And so at the end of the day, it's almost as if they really cannot do their work if they don't get any support. How do you throw a hot pot of soup on another human being? Even if it probably was another woman. You don't do that. Right. And we have to give our people this kind of civil education and not follow the media. She fool out woman and they took off her hijab. And so you got hijab and all of that thing, and you think you got enough mind to violate the police? They have to be taught. I mean, she's not the only one. Right. She's not the only one. I remember an incident, I think 2006 or what. People in Liberia poured kerosene on a policeman on bypass.
Right, but the Inspector General, the IG, they call them now, and that's another story. The IG apologized and said the police officer was unprofessional, and probably he knows more. So I don't know, based on what you were explaining, why would the director of police or the IG apologize for that?
Poor Gregory, they're hitting him from all angles, so he got to apologize.
Oh, so it has become political. Okay.
I beg your pardon?
No, I say it probably became political, so you say he has to apologize.
Yes, he has to be, because he knows the situation his men are in. And this is something he doesn't want to escalate. Yeah. You understand me? Especially when they're pushing this Muslim rhetoric, or a Muslim woman, etc. I just saw a very beautiful, glamorous woman in the papers who was bringing in how many pounds of cocaine? Yeah. You saw the lady, right? Yeah. Yeah. She ain't got no hijab. She was bringing in massive amount of cocaine, totaling $181 million, and bringing it in the country for our children to take, as if we don't have enough problem with the drugs.
And we'll talk about drugs super quickly. Another thing that got widespread controversies and people were saying different things was President Bouakar's visit to the White House, where he said we got minerals. And President Trump said, where you learned that beautiful English back home. He was celebrated as the beautiful English king of Africa and all that. And some people have problem with President Bouakar answering yes sir to President Trump. I just want to get your take on because we've been debating this for a long time now. How you feel about that White House saying?
You will be debating for a long time. I'm very glad President Bouakar got invited. Liberia, we've been on the side for probably 30 years, etc. It's about time. Whatever can bring our country out of the dark. And when I heard President Trump complimenting and asking Bouakar, I did not take it as a racist comment. You understand? I didn't see it as a racist comment because I went to America August 24th, 1968. I was in America for 2 days when the first person asked me, where did I learn to speak English? And if you ask any Liberian or African on the West Coast, they've been asked that question. And they are not being racist. It is simply because they're ignorant.
Yeah, they're just being ignorant.
You understand? So for me, I knew Trump didn't know where the hell Liberia was. He did not read the update. He doesn't like all that people working thing. And so he was genuinely surprised. Because you have to remember, he had a French there, he had a Portuguese there, and the other heads of state with accent.
Right. I mean,
for him to hear this very mild manner, respectfulness.
right.
And yes, I heard why the president has to say yes, sir, yes, sir.
They say you were overly submissive.
That is not being submissive. That is somebody who has manners. That is how you answer. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. Because we don't have any kind of, well, how do we call it? Because we don't have any kind of manners anymore. To say yes, sir, to the president of the free world. I don't like Mr. When I say I don't like Mr. Trump, he won't let me in. I don't like Mr. Trump. But if I ever met him and he asked me a question, I'll say yes, sir. Because I've been taught manners.
Thank you.
We were never allowed to say yes. That's all. You had to put something behind the yes. And I didn't think my president was being submissive. If he was, then he's a damn smart man, because Trump would be his friend.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on. I want to ask about drugs in the country. You know, and the children. Yesterday I watched a video where a lady called this guy who was a former director general at Lena. She said her son, who's 19, started using drug and he was kind of going mad. So she tied him up, hands behind the back and the feet all chained, because if not, and you could see the grief in her heart. Like, I don't have to do this, but if I loosen him, he's going to harm others, he's going to harm himself. And this is who my son has become. And it was very sad. And that's just one story. The story of mothers are crying. You talk to your friends, even my own age, their kids, everybody all on drugs and all that drug use. I mean, I know there are some efforts when the president, in fact, when he came to office, he took his own drug test to show that this was serious. But I don't know to what extent, how much has been done. But this drug use is devastating, it's destroying the country. And it appears that at this point, we have no handle on it. How do you look at this whole drug situation?
We are deep in it, Dennis. And if all efforts are not put into curbing the drugs coming in the country, it's going to get worse. So many brilliant kids from beautiful homes. Drugs are not just relegated to the ghettos. Yeah, they say the establishments are in the ghettos. But the children who are now involved in the drugs are coming from Cinco, Peaceville, Ruraville, yes, Ashland Street, etc. They're coming from the best of homes. You are losing your human resource. And when you do get into drugs, it's the most difficult thing to get out of.
Yeah.
People shouldn't just think, oh, they will recover. No, it's not. Some people never recover. And there are too many of our children now addicted to drugs. I think the mothers should come out, because they are the ones hurting the most. The mothers should come out. That's somebody do something.
Yeah.
Somebody do something. Yes, you see that mother, she's trying to do something.
Yeah.
It might not be the right way, but that's the only way she can protect her child. I heard a mother explaining how her child was beaten, chased by a mob for stealing just because he was on drugs. The pain is a lot. The pain is a lot in the country. because we've got close to 1 million men and women and children addicted to drugs.
That is serious.
10-year-old.
That is serious. So just in case you do any music on drug, please, I want to collaborate to be your background singer. This is serious. It's scary. I interviewed some people, and man, he said the number is growing, and so if all the drug users will vote for their own kind, we may have, and you said it already, a drug, lawmaker, even up to drug vice president, even drug president, because now with the number around 1 million, so they could outnumber everybody.
They could outnumber everybody else. Yes, they could outnumber everybody else. And that's our dilemma.
Big dilemma.
That's our dilemma.
With the few minutes I have to still hold you, I want you to, being someone, that's where we started, I want some reflection here, because from the 60s, the 70s, now, and you actually by the 70s, you were very active, and doing things, right? So when you reflect Liberia now and where we are, Liberia then and where we are now, let's look at even anything that you pick up. It could be our music industry, it could be our education, it could be governance, it could be the way we carry ourselves, societal norms. Before the show, I was talking to somebody. He said I was in the police. I didn't even see myself running for president. I didn't see I wanted just to be sergeant. He said because everybody would look at the people ahead of us. He said because I couldn't look at the police director Wilfred Clark and I say I want to be police director tomorrow. But now it's not the case. You can wake up from there and run. So I want you to just give as much as you can tell us some of these reflections on how things are now.
Where the country now is seeing again. From my observation, we've settled for too long for mediocrity. So mediocrity sits in everything we do. The few people who want to do an excellent job, they have a hard time because the mediocrity, and we have just accepted it. There's so many things I could reflect on. And every time I'm talking with my contemporaries, and we say we have hope, things will get better. And we're talking about our time, and I quickly say, not in our lifetime. We cannot exclude what happened to us in the war. Those war years from 1990. Because no matter what, the 10 years of Samuel Doe, we had opposition and things were done, etc., etc. But there was still a little cohesiveness within the society. But when the war started and people running, parents leaving their children disappearing, a war is not a pleasant thing. And so as a result of that, it disseminated our values, destroyed our cohesiveness that was once in the society, and everything just chakra. And when the guns stopped and the peace deals were signed, our children no longer have values. In fact, most of the human beings no longer have values. Okay?
Some say it's been a long time now since the war ended. Why can't we get it together?
No. It hasn't. If you didn't have the foundation, okay, and you were running as a child, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, your mother and stuff, you're running, you're living wild, sleeping any night, etc., etc. No values were imparted. Our people were just trying to survive. And in surviving, they learned to do certain things. They stole when they didn't want to steal. So that war, and nobody can tell you we should be over it. I have friends who come from Eastern Nigeria, the Igbo people. They are still crying from their own pain and hurt from 1967 when they started their own war. War is not something you get over easily.
Right. What do we do then? What can be done? I mean, give me some hope.
It will be all right. Can I hope enough?
I'm waiting for more.
You know, I really don't know. I wish we could find a solution. I think it's time for us to have I don't want to put it at national conference, because every time we get a government that comes to national conference, and people go and, pontificate and posturize themselves and everything else. But it's time for us to have a good heart-to-heart talk in Liberia. We need to have a good heart-to-heart talk. Every one of the leaders, stakeholders in our country, we need to come together and have that heart-to-heart talk, because everybody is being politically correct.
To say what now?
And to ask for the solution you are asking for.
Okay.
It's not for one person. It's not for one person, Dennis.
Yeah.
It's for all of us. Here I am calling half the legislature criminals and crooks. How many of our pastors are ready to use the same language? How many people in government are ready to use the same language? We're also nice to each other and cover and we kiss on the side and pretend as if everything is all right. I mean, you don't think it's crazy that 103 persons in our country take away a budget of $44 million United States dollars?
Yeah.
While our children, we're talking about a drug problem. We have no rehabilitation centers. By the time we put it together and get a rehabilitation center, half of the children will be dead or destroyed. How do we sit down? People who did not make $100 a month, my people, they feel comfortable and good to take the kind of money that they take, and then they get in the cars and they drive to their districts. And it's just as 1862. I think the only places that are really blooming, the only place that's blooming is Nima County.
Yeah.
And I've been saying that for a long time, not just now. The Mabians are very industrious. I saw that from 2013. But everywhere else is a village.
Yeah.
It's a village. And we are the same people who used to say, oh, the color people want us to have. They give you the opportunity now to bring up your village, help there. No. You want to wear Pierre Cardin,
Gucci,
and be Monrovia and flying off to Paris to marry, and all kind of funny things. Yeah.
Thank you so much. We could keep talking, but we were talking about your music, so that music show today, so we can talk more. So let's close with the music, and then I can hear your final thoughts. Again, congratulations on your CD launch. Oh, because with all the things you explained, yet we want to say, Amos Sakisa, are you satisfied?
I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied with myself.
Okay.
I'm satisfied with it. I'm satisfied with the music.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not satisfied with my country, but I'm satisfied with the music. And when I say that, I don't mean I'm not satisfied with Joseph Boyka because you're ready to go now. Oh, she's satisfied with the government. No, I'm saying I'm not satisfied with my society.
Mm-hmm.
All of us, you know, the nurses, the teachers, all of us, not just, the society is rotting. We need to back up and try.
But you can also not be satisfied with the way things are going. So you could be politically correct to say that.
Yes.
Because the president kind of, leads us. He's the one that is taking us. So if
the president got too many carpetbaggers. I'm not saying anymore.
Okay.
He has too many carpetbaggers around him.
But thank you so much. Let me hear your final thoughts. And we want to appreciate you. We want to call you back so we can talk more.
Anytime. No, what I want to say thank you. I mean, because even though we haven't spoken for 2 years, I follow often on the program and focus on Liberia, his own promotion of Liberia. And I feel we should be positive about our country when we are out there. When we're inside, we must be honest with each other.
Yeah.
We must be able to tell the truth. It's not about one person, it's about all of us. All of us. So that is my wish.
Thank you. And again, your CD launch is
it's on
August
3rd of
August at 6 p.m.
In Accra, if you're in Accra, it's Sunday the 3rd of August, and it's going to be at 233. It's a very hot jazz and music venue, the number 1 in Accra. And it will be a fantastic show.
Those of us who are not in Accra, those of us who are not in Accra, how can we watch it? What can we do?
It will be streamed.
Okay.
It will be streamed, and I believe they will let you all have it like the same YouTube or something.
Okay.
They're working on that.
All right. We're so glad to have you. We will continue. I will be joined by other focus on Liberia people, so we'll continue, and we'll even talk about the interview. So if you want to stick around to hear what they think, one person is in already. Abu, you can come and say hi to Auntie Miatta before she goes. Again,
hello, Auntie Miatta.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
It's nice seeing you again.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
The pleasure.
Right.
Okay.
Until then, we say thank you. I want to thank our viewers for watching. Even your friends and everybody who came to watch you, we'll say again, thank you. You can stick with us as we continue tonight's broadcast. We have like an hour left on the show.
Okay.
All right. Again, thank you, and please, I will call you after the show so that we can set another time, because the people came and they wanted to hear more from you, and so we'll connect.
Okay, love. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Cut me off. Get me off the screen. Oh, okay.
Bye-bye. Mr. Dugle.
Yes.
And by the way, we're supposed to be on what you make of the interview with Madame Fahnbulleh?
I think it was good. It was really, really good. You kind of cover all the bases, actually.
Yeah, we'll try to.
You did.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a
I have a Ghanaian friend. I have a Ghanaian friend here, who is a fan of Miatta Fahnbulleh.
Yeah.
Who always asked me about her many years ago. Yeah, I mean, the interview was pretty good though. I liked it.
Right.
It was good.
And we're gonna talk. The rest of the crew gonna come on, and we're gonna
Yeah.
discuss some current issue.
You know, I know the video that we saw on the police part of it, because I saw it in the topic,
Yeah.
and it just I just don't like the religious flavor that they like to attach to it, you know.
Yeah.
And it's not, I don't know why is it that when somebody who is a Muslim, when something happens, instead of they say, so if somebody who is a Christian, something happened to them, would you say the Christian community?
Yeah. And
I mean, I didn't like that. I did not like that aspect of it.
and always, maybe Michael like it, and always that's the thing. So we quick to, segment our population. Some will say identity politics. That's why I say, if
No,
that
but
person is a
this is only
Christian,
particular. This is only particular in for this particular group. When
right?
the
That's
other
what I'm
group
saying.
does it, they never label them with their religion.
Right, and that's why I say, if you were a crew woman who's a Christian, or we wouldn't say the
So
crew community or the Christian community, or is
No.
it because
let's
of the
let's take
hijab?
for example the lady that was caught with the drugs, Quita.
Yeah.
Nobody knows her tribe. Nobody knows her religion.
Exactly.
No.
But here's
Yes.
the thing,
Yeah.
though, right? One of you guys said it, right? It's identity politics.
Yes.
When it comes to the Muslims,
Yes.
when the politicians target them based on religion,
Yes.
they don't target
Yes.
the bar, they don't target the Mandingo.
Yes.
What's the political leader name for
Akko.
Akko? You know, I mean,
Sekukane.
yes, politically they are targeted as a religion politically for votes, and so they are like the Jews now. They recognize where their strength lies. Their strength lies in their religious identity, instead of, because when you start splitting them up, some of them come from Lofa, some of them come from Bapolu, some of them come from Cape Mount, and so they've realized that if we unite ourselves fully, you see all that, you see that that's not okay. Anyway, we'll get to that discussion.
I think we can get to it now, Jimmy. What do you think? Okay, so this is what we saw today.
Wow.
Miatta had her own, Madame Fahnbulleh had her own take on it, but we saw what happened, and they put the video doesn't tell the whole story, right? That short video, we don't know what happened prior.
What
but
was Miatta?
Oh, you didn't see the other video?
Yeah.
What was her take?
No, I want to hear your take too. Don't worry about Miatta's take. Miatta is basically saying
you didn't see the video with the hot soup being wasted?
Yeah, I didn't see the video, but that's the story that they went, because she was accused of stealing current. That's why the police want to arrest. So the police is the one involved in this whole current stealing issue, right? If you steal current, the police will arrest you.
They're part of the task force.
Backup.
Because part of the task force.
Yes, before, if LEC go in your area and try to disconnect you for stealing current, the community dwellers will chase the LEC people out. When Eric would call us a broom, they would chase them away. So what they start doing is that, okay, what we'll do is the LMP will assign police officers to these LEC men as they go into these different communities. So that's how it started, and that's how that's what's continued since then. So that's how this officer got involved.
Yeah,
I didn't know you had
it's
to
a task force.
share it with you, Dennis.
Yeah.
Hey, Dennis, you can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's a task force. And I think Mary Brown was leading that task force for some efforts. And they've been going around. I think the performance of this newly appointed managing director can be commendable. I think he shows that he knows a little more about the practical aspect of power generation and distribution. So he's doing a decent job. I must commend him. And this task force is necessary to get people to stop, pilfering power. It's costly. It's costly on us. We owe CLSG so much money. But again, it's not the small consumers that really bring us down. It's those major consumers that engage in the power theft and stuff. That's what brings us down, man. Having previously worked with LEC, I can tell you it's the big ones, the government, and those are the people those are the entities that slow down our revenue and generation. But
so it's almost like the thieves that are in suits.
Yeah.
2 million. We don't.
Right. Exactly. It's those big rats. Those big rats in suits.
Cell phone.
Yes.
We put tire around their neck.
Right. So, but there are a lot of things to take from what ensued. Okay. And I do appreciate the Muslim, the Fula community coming together and standing together. I like that aspect. But I'm one person of principle. At least I've tried to be since I've come to the age of realization that if something is wrong. Regardless if my cousin, regardless if my parishioner, if something you do wrong, I have to say you do wrong. We should not do it. We need to do better. The solidarity is good, but I believe it is better to set a policy for all of us to obey than to simply show solidarity. So there are a lot of lessons to learn here. One, you're not supposed to be stealing current. Two, you're not supposed to attack a man in uniform when once you have that uniform, you are wearing that's the flag of Liberia. That's the authority of Liberia. You have no right to attack that person. You don't, anybody, nobody's above the law. You have to go about it the right way, especially if you are trained, like Muslims are disciplined to be respectful for a law and stuff like that. That you have to show that. You have to exemplify that. And so, but also on the other spectrum, we see where we'll say it went too far. We see how the child was traumatized. There are situations like that when a child is witnessing their parents getting arrested. What you try to do is to separate the child from a scene like that. That's the first thing.
So it appears that she deliberately took the child.
It could be. People do that,
But Jimmy, you see, you just said something now that is very problematic. You see,
okay.
When you say Muslims are trained to abide by law,
yes.
I think this is not a Muslim Christian thing. This is a citizen thing. I mean, this woman is a citizen or is a permanent resident, whatever she is, and she must be identified as such. I don't think it's wise. Michael was just telling us about this lady who was arrested with drugs. I don't know, at one of these port of entry. I don't know if it was at the airport, but there was a lady who was arrested with drugs coming into the country. We never heard that lady's religion. We never heard what community she was from. But she was arrested as a Liberian, and she was identified as such. And I think everybody should be identified as such. I mean, I don't know why is it that they are saying the Muslim community, the food.
I can tell you why. I can tell you why, Duke.
Yes.
If somebody were to come to you
Yes.
in gown like a man.
Yes. Yes.
Those Catholic people had to wear gown.
Yes.
Big cross.
Yes.
On their neck.
And the clerical.
The big whatever thing that they put on their head.
Yes.
Okay. You will say, wow, this person here is a very religious, Catholic or whatever he is. And
yes.
you will expect certain conduct from such a person.
Yes.
So that is how the hijab signifies to us a very religious type of person. And to find a religious type of person, someone who subscribes to such discipline and faith, acting contrary, and that's when people say, but wait a minute, you wearing all that stuff and you acting like that, what's going on here?
But that doesn't make it appropriate, Jimmy. I mean, I still don't think just because she wear a headscarf or hair cover, she should be identified solely based on that. She is a Liberian, and that's, for me, that's what matters. I mean, we can debate what
I listened to the people that got into the street today.
Okay, that's where I was going.
They were not talking about the Liberian woman.
Exactly.
They were talking about the Muslim woman whose head was uncovered.
That's right.
And they kept pushing that point.
Yes.
All these hundreds of people in the street pushing a religious point. I mean, it's not like a one-sided thing. It's like both sides just play this religious card back and forth.
I'm with, and probably that's why others who are not part of that community are feeding into this identity politics, because it shouldn't be like that. Like you said rightly, why? I mean, it's a very good example that you cited. This lady was arrested for drugs. She was never identified. Her tribe was not identified. Her religion was not identified. Why is that? I mean, how different is this? I mean, this is
Duke. If the woman who was arrested for drug was in a priestly clerical, right?
Yes.
Was dressed like how they call Catholic nun, right? If you are dressed like Catholic nun, you don't think the religion will come in?
No, the religion should not come in. I mean,
no, because people that, especially in our 24/7 news cycle, people that's where sound bites sell.
Yes.
So people, you look at, that's where a picture, images. So people, what left in people's mind, and because the police went after the hijab and pulled it, and that was one of the things that got some people to cringe. But why do you need to do that? So so the hijab featuring that, I'm saying people that are interested in just sound bites, they see this Catholic nun with the Catholic, clothes on, arrested. I think people will talk about the religion.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it right.
I'm not talking right or wrong, but I'm talking human behavior.
Yeah, but and that's why we need to do the right thing, and that's why I'm focusing on the rightness and the wrongness of it, because we should be doing the right thing, especially the police, and we're supposed to do a better job by educating the people, because politicians do it all the time, and now the news media, the media scene has jumped on it. They shouldn't be doing it. They should know better.
But let me ask you a question then.
Yes.
Let's play the same with the soup part.
Okay.
Yeah, just I got you force on. If I you force on, you'll be back on. But you see that woman is here now, so what's she coming? I beg you, brother, I beg you. No, man, I'll go that's it.
You can hear the child crying in the background.
Yeah. So here's my question, Duke.
Yeah.
People play politics with religion, because all the different demonstrations we saw today, you know, they talk about how they disrespected her hijab.
Yeah.
They talk and you found out they were the Fula community came together. All of they used politics. They didn't look at this woman committed a crime like how you want to look at it. No, they added all that what do you call it? Identity?
Another politics.
Yeah, identity to it. They added all that to it. But I want to tell you, if this woman had done the same thing in Guinea, where it's majority Muslim and whatnot,
yeah,
or in Senegal or anywhere there's a large Fula community, she would have been treated the same way. You cannot attack a police officer. Why are they politicizing it now? Is because what? Because you're in a more predominantly Christian environment?
But Jimmy, I'm not condoning her behavior, by the way. I'm not. I'm not in any way, form or shape condoning her behavior. I'm only talking about the way they are labeling the whole incident. This is not a Muslim community thing. It's a Fulani lady who did something, and she should be labeled as such. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not condoning her behavior. I mean, look, like you said, you worked at LEC before. I don't know. I was even going to ask you. Do you know a gentleman who worked at LEC? They used to call him Bowie.
Bowie.
Yeah, he used to be a big fan of IE. One of the things Bowie was known for in LEC was to go after people who steal electricity from LEC. And he made a name for himself. People knew him, and wherever he was, people tried to avoid talking about stealing electricity because he used to come after them very hard. This is not a new phenomenon. This is not something new. This is something that is, and like I said, I wasn't in any way condoning this behavior. And we saw everything that transpired on the video. People can take their side, but I'm being objective when it comes to how the incident is reported to us and how the people now who are now affected have also taken the whole thing and turn it into a religious thing. You know, I mean, yeah,
Can I give some context here? Because I keep hearing some things. So I heard somebody say you cannot attack a police officer. I did not see anyone on that video where she attacked the police officer.
Oh, really?
Yes, I did not.
You didn't see her throw an object or bench?
That was not a police officer.
That was a what?
That was the LEC employee.
The camera guy, yes.
The camera guy, the guy that is holding the camera works for LEC. He's the one that discovered the power theft.
My man, show that video again so they make it see it.
So I will explain, then Dennis can show it again, okay? So while this guy is filming, she's saying in Fula, please stop filming me. Please stop filming me. And he continues to film her. She picks up the chair, she throws it in his direction, and he dodges it. And then the officer comes after her, and she grabs the pot. You have to go a little bit backwards. I think too far ahead. Okay. And there's the officer right there next to her. And the LEC employee is the one filming her. And she keeps pointing at him. Stop filming me. Stop filming me. You see that? With the flyer thing.
So who is this man that she threw the bench at right now? That man
that's another LEC officer right there. And after that happens, that's when the police officer steps in. She didn't throw it at the police officer. If you see, that's where the police officer steps in over there. So let's get some things clear. Okay? She didn't attack.
And it seems like it was the LEC guy pulling her.
All right.
It could be. But anyway, I want to clarify that because
you see the guy wearing the
white hat.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a lot of misinformation.
So that's on the arrest. And again, everything is political. People went out and say you did this to Muslims, and most of the wars. And I told somebody today if Jimmy and Dukle maybe they have their beef over maybe cassava leaf rice, if they start fighting, instead of, we don't even want to know. The next thing we say, there's war between Bassa people and Mandingo people. This is common in our environment, and it needs to stop. Sometimes we don't know. There's a story too of of a war in Nigeria where two kids, they went, to check to their rat trap, and they came home, when the dad is, rats. So the guy said that my trap caught the rat. The other person said, no, that was my trap, and they started kind of having this altercation. At the end of the day, the big brother from this side and the big brother from the other side came, and they jumped in the fight. But 1 hour later, it was like 2-3 persons. By the end of the day, it was the whole village. The end of the week, it was one tribe against the other. Nobody actually asked for the root cause. That these two kids were fighting over rat. All they saw now, the Bassa picking and the Mandingo picking. So there got to be, it's against Mandingo people, no, it's Bassa people. And they started fighting. So in our society, we should try to avoid all that. I think that's and let's LLC do the job. Again, it goes back to, putting things into place as to why this degree of power theft. It will do our root cause analysis. We find why, and then you can put in place how this can be mitigated.
Yeah.
Maybe the current solution is not working.
Well, it had never worked, and this thing has been going on when I was a little kid in Monrovia. I mean, I remember our house was just on the main street. If you know what they used to, G.L. Gibson Memorial Elementary School. Next to G.S. Gibson was our house. When you come from G.S. Gibson, you come to our house. It was right on the street. So there's a little house next to us. Almost every month, LEC was coming there to disconnect their lights because they used to find a way to get their electricity through one of these. So this is not something new. It's not something that started yesterday or during the war or after the war. This has been going on since I remember LEC existing. The people always still current. And sometimes, then the sad thing is most of these things is usually encouraged and done by people who work for LEC.
They buy them for LEC.
I mean, it's a problem that has so many components to it. It's that they go to the end user, which is the individual who uses this stolen power. But this thing starts from somewhere. I remember seeing a video somewhere where an entire community was illegally connected to LEC power, and they later on found out that this was done by somebody who actually worked for LEC. I mean, so you have to address this issue from the very source.
I mean, the scale at which it is, you're muted, Dennis. The scale at which it is right now, I've never seen on that large of a scale before. It's humongous.
The scale at what?
So let's move on to our next issue. We talk about the power theft. Certain things been happening. I want us to talk about it. There's a whole idea of dedication. The President Bouaka, has been dedicating too many things, right? I don't know. And for me, I started seeing more of that from the previous Weah administration. And it now continues, right? Like we don't normally see even the people. I think the last time he was in Bon County to dedicate passport stuff, in bombing for a hospital. And there was a video where on the road, I think they locked down the entire traffic, and I saw people in Kingsville, the park, said nobody should be on the road because the president is going to park. Jimmy, you have seen a lot, This whole dedication ceremonies. I think the last time the EPA, our own friend at the EPA, Dr. Yakpawolo, he had a new building, they're going to dedicate it, and the vice president is there. It's like, even you can be in your own department if you write a little pamphlet for the rules, a little SOP, dedication, and everywhere. What's up with this?
Well, obviously, they're trying to, stack up accomplishments. So it can be said that all these different things were concluded under Buckeye's administration. So that appears to be the strategy. Now, many would think that why a well would be important. Why, for you and me, the optics doesn't look anything special, but for many to see the president engaged in even these small projects, they score points. How do I do this? The politics of the Liberian politics and the Liberian people as a whole, we respond differently. We from different backgrounds, different level of education, different exposures, and our politicians know how to manipulate the different groups. And so right now, the showing up of all these small dedications and things, it has an effect on certain groups. Maybe not somebody like Dennis Jah or Michael Padmore or Dugley, but for some, they look at it like, yeah, you see the president doing something again. You see the president doing, and they're scoring points. You see, the politicians understand this thing better than we do. They have a completely different grasp of how to appeal to the people. The other day when we saw McGill running and one other boy who went to Riverside, who from the port. When we saw them running, they said, "No way in the world they will win."
Bill Traore.
No way. But you saw what happened. They won overwhelmingly. So when you see these politicians doing their thing, they're kind of like a Liberian version of the of Trump politics. They know exactly what to do. They know who they're appealing to, and it's been working.
Thank you, Michael. Maybe that's one reason your man Cummings didn't win, because he couldn't show off enough.
It could be. It very well could be. CDC lost, but Nathaniel McGill won overwhelmingly in Markibi. CDC lost, but Bill Traore won overwhelmingly in Riverside. ANC lost, but Musa Bilete won his district hands down. What all of them? What's the common thing among them? They were passing around dedicating. It's what we've reduced our voting population to. They don't ask for policies. They don't ask for plans. They don't ask for how you're going to maintain it. They don't ask for how is it going to be effective. They ask you, what have you done? I remember when the elections are coming, we started joking. George Weah passing all around groundbreaking, causing earthquake. But those projects that George Weah was groundbreaking, that is the project today that Boyka is dedicating. So they were meaningful projects, but like people, they didn't see anything standing in front of them, so they didn't even ask, "Oh, what is this going to be? How is this going to affect our lives?" No, we not see anything. The mayor king, he broke ground, he left. Now Boyka is dedicating those very same things, and we can see that they are making a list and they are checking it twice. And the time will come when they will roll all that list and say, these are all the things we've done. We did school in Bon County. We did hospital in Bombing. We did this in here. And they are not going to say, that was a World Bank project, or that was no. They're going to delete all that part, and they will just show you the pictures of Boyka dedicating fire trucks, dedicating, yes, and all these things. And they will say, this is what we've done. The man active. What they call him now, sir? Joe said it's something, I don't even know. But that's the voting public we have reduced ourselves to. Now, how are politicians supposed to be encouraged to educate such a population? You're working against yourself, Because if you educate that man will start asking for more. He will start asking the real questions. So no, I will keep you where you are, and I will continue to win elections because I will just show the light in front of you. And that's what we are today. It's a sad case for Liberia.
Dukle, is that our new normal?
Yes, and actually that's how it's always been. If you remember, people talk about the SKD complex. That the SKD complex was not a Samuel Cato project. That was a William R. Trouble project. But it was carried on during those era, and though took credit for it. So this is not something new. I think I've said it on this very platform before. Most of the roads that are being welcomed today, they were projects initiated by CDC. But you know what? Unity Party can take credit because, you see, the way we interpret development in our country is to see people dedicating these things. That's the one that create resonance with the electorate. And the politicians have come to understand that. And so the back end story it's never told, because when the back end story is told, then they are going to lose legitimacy to any claim they are making. And so they only tell you, they're more interested in the antics, the pictures, the handshakes, and the dedication, because that makes them look good. That makes them appear as if they're doing something, even though you and I know they're not doing absolutely nothing. But they are willing to take credit for it because they know by taking credit for it, Ghanaian people say, we want to see a kuni kuni. I want to see it with my own eye. So they will tell the electorate, here is what we are doing. Look at it. And so, being what it is, the electorate will believe it, and then they will try to score political point. Also, otherwise, like Michael said rightly.
And Dugle, I understand when you are dedicating a project like SKD.
Yes.
But 2 fire trucks, or you got a maternity ward somewhere, and the president, because the president moved with a lot of resources. If you will go to Banga to, because they have some equal passport, something that you are doing, even though you have the passport person there, you have your. I mean, it's too little. I mean, I'm asking. I mean, don't they have other things to do?
But that's how low. That's how the threshold has been lowered, Dennis. As a matter of fact, these fire trucks we're talking about, they're not even brand new fire trucks. They are refurbished, donated to us by some goodwill people somewhere in the world. They're not brand new.
When I interview a firefighter here, he says some of those things can't even work.
There you go.
Our area is different. So we don't even, some those things are so big, we don't have road for it.
Yeah.
The places, because they come from a core area, so you can't even try to get in that thing in Liberia because it will burn you. It's too hot. But
it's not suitable. It's not suitable for our environment. But because it's a gift, it's donated to us, it's given to us free of charge, and we don't want to spend our own money to buy these things. So yeah, then it just goes to tell you how low the bar has become. So I mean, why should the president even go to dedicate to talk about 2 ambulances? Or I mean, really? So the head of that department, what is he or she doing? But again, that's sometimes I heard President Boake say the other time, we were at your embassy celebrating your whatever anniversary. You tell me how many presidents go to attend independent celebration of other country where there's no president. Tell me if it's not Liberia. Look, I attended many independent celebrations when I was overseas, and those were always marched by the individual that were there. If the ambassadors are there, you will see only ambassadors. What the president doing to attend the people in independent celebration? But it just goes to tell you how low we are willing to go. Otherwise, I mean, you don't even hear about these things. If you got a fire truck coming to the country, you won't even hear about it. You shouldn't hear about it. I mean, it's a waste of time and waste of resources. But again, for us, we are just an exception. I remember telling somebody when we was selected, I said, you don't need grade 9 education to be president of the Republic of Liberia because of the people you're going to be governing. I was being sarcastic, just to sort of say how even if you're only ninth grade educated, Liberian people will vote for you because of the mindset we have. So then this is just the continuation of what we have come to accept as norm.
You know,
And Jimmy, before you come here, I want you to add to that because going forward now, so it means that even if I'm president, I want to make sure I can only do things that I will accomplish within the next 4 or 5 years. If not, I'm not going to touch it. So even if I'm bidding a role, I have to make it, even if it is so substandard, just so I can finish and show it and get the vote. The unintended consequences may be dire. Jimmy, go ahead.
yeah, sorry, I getting a call coming. You know, Sis Miatta said it. You know, the way she was talking, I don't know if y'all know who Sis Miatta was. She was quite a radical during her days. During her days, she was one of those people who were very very active and she was an activist, and she spoke against the things that were wrong, you know, very freely. She was into journalism. She was into a lot of stuff before, and she was laughing at tonight. I found that interesting, but she was hinting at some of the truth. He said we have tolerated mediocrity too long. You see, when you want to bring up something, you can't continually give yourself an excuse and say, well, you know, that our thing. You can't do that. When you do it for a long time, you drop the bar, and that is what's going on now. We have we have lowered the bar a lot until it's become the norm.
Yeah,
It's the norm, and so you have to go with the flow. And I even though yeah, Michael, yeah, but yes, I don't think Cummings, you know, I don't think Alex understood the simplicity of politics today. He because when he spoke, he always spoke like a corporate exec, like he was trained to be. But that's what's going to fly in Liberia. It's a different dynamic, and you have to play along those. You have to speak that kind of language if you're going to reach the people. That's what it is. So yeah, so we're so used to not doing much, and I agree with keeping people with what Duke was saying, keeping people less enlightened. It's easier to manipulate. Everybody's been doing that throughout history. That you keep the people, the less the enlightened, the easier it is to rule over there. You know. So,
Michael, I want you to conclude on this topic and see where we go from here.
At this point, it seems like this is the Unity Party's their roadmap to re-election, you know, of the party, even if it's not Joseph Boyka. You know, I think that this is what, you know, this is what they're hanging their hats on. Now think about it for a second there. You grew up, you know, your early years, you know, out of Monrovia. So think about it now, right? They take a passport office, they put it up country. What do you need to get a passport? You either need your birth certificate or you need your citizen ID. Those two things you have to come to Monrovia for it. It's like they are thinking backwards. So you will come Monrovia, get your birth certificate or get your citizen ID, then you go back up country, then you go get or you can get all three in Monrovia. The first, because in their minds, it's just like, oh, something else to dedicate. So they're not even thinking it through.
Yeah.
I don't live up there. There's somebody who lives in that area that they brought it to my attention. They said, but I don't get ID. For me to get ID card, I gotta go Monrovia. For me to get a birth certificate, I gotta go to the health ministry.
Yeah.
So then why are they bringing the passport thing up yet? I bet you if you ask them and say, can you tell me in the last 6 months how many people from Brown County came to Monrovia for a passport? They won't be able to tell you. Because you have to depend on the data and rely on the data to say, Look, we've been keeping data, and we see that 6,000 people have come from Bon County alone to get passport. If we're going to put a place somewhere, we'll put it in Bon County to absorb that number. No, it's all about how do we run the next election? What do we right now? They're running out of places to dedicate. I don't know if you noticed that now. They are running out of places to dedicate. So you know, see, yeah, you see, but that's where we are right now, man. And you know, it is the new norm. Unfortunately, it is until it is proven defeated. Remember, once upon a time, anybody here who Joria live for, that person won election.
Yeah.
And that became a new norm. If you wanted to win election, suck up to Joria will live for your hand.
Yes.
And you'll be defeated. Him say you'll win. We saw Thomas Fala lose. Joria went bombing, and he tried to live for what the man name in bombing? Setuma, right?
Yeah.
I believe it was Maurice Setuma. He tried to live up Maurice Setuma hand in bombing, and the bombing people started to boo him. And Edwin Snow had to step in. From there, nobody wants Joria to live for their hand anymore. That phenomenon has been defeated.
Yes.
Until this one is defeated, it looks like this one. And if you notice, everybody's going to follow. Everybody's going to look for the project to that's why Musa Belete went to Bapolu and said, "I'll obey your breach," because he understands the politics of it. That's what.
Thank you. Thank you. But you now hear the news?
Which one?
That LPRC now will be importing petroleum products, because that way, according to the president, is going to ensure that they have petroleum product all the time, and the delivery will be very smooth. There will be no shortages.
What is different? They've been importing.
No, LEC on the stores since the war.
They don't have storage.
LPRC.
LPRC. They
don't have storage facility.
So business people like Musa.
Now the data set will import it.
Yes.
And
then sell it. They will be marketing it now.
So
you already know what's going to happen, right? LPRC will bring the gas in town. LEC will credit some. Ministry of Transport will credit their own. Ministry of Education will credit their own. Ministry of Presidential Affairs will credit. I'm talking about the legislature. Hey, you open their own tanker. All this thing will go out on credit. And government will not be able to collect the money. Because like government to government. When you come to me, I send you the finance. You know, I was saying the finance ministry for voucher. You will turn around it, and nothing will happen. And within a year to 2 years, this whole plan will collapse. This is why they didn't do it after the war. This is why, because they were like, this is not manageable. We can't be referees, we can't be importers, and we can't be distributors at the same time.
Regulator at the same time.
At the same time, we can't do all that because nobody will listen to us, especially our own government people. Private, Musa, when people say, "Oh, Musa will go to jail," Musa will go. I say, you know how many government agents say, "Oh, Musa." you know how many people owe the man, and they still go back to him. He sees it as a business model, you know, and so he goes along with it. The legislature does not pay LEC. When Joria became president, one of the first things he did, he had to remit $9 million to LEC because the government owed LEC $9 million. I still remember that.
Yes, and Michael,
hold
you know,
hold on, Douglas, because Jimmy looked very sad. Jimmy, I mean, and you thinking now, okay, what's the analysis that went into this for it to become a policy?
You know, I don't understand it. I'm trying to see the logic in it. First of all, where are you going to get the money? Because first of all, these people, to import it, you need good bit of money.
Yes.
So where are they getting the money from to do this and to do it, you know? And I see there's a conflict. I see there's going to be a conflict of interest because the way it's done now, they store everything. All the importers, they bring it, they offload it to LPRC, and whenever anybody wants product, they give it to them. Sometimes if your product is being delayed, they will give you some on credit. Now that they will be importing it, I see there's going to be definitely, Joe and Michael are talking about, there's going to be a conflict. I don't know how that boy tries to do that. Who they got to LPRC now? What's his
Hey,
name?
why you say boy?
You must swear. That boy, man.
You know why? You know why? Because those are my younger brothers.
Man, that's a boy.
Those are my younger brothers. Then
He's not Peking. We're not calling him Peking, but he's a
let's call him Peking.
Younger brother.
Brother.
Go ahead.
You know, so I don't know how they plan to navigate that. I find it interesting. But we'll see how it works out. I think there will definitely be a conflict of interest there. I don't think we can import it and to be distributors and be storage all at the same time. I see a conflict of interest.
And Duke, let's add to that, because in Nokal, right? Yeah. So we're trying to say, people are trying to say, I remember an interview. Mr. Christopher Neal was saying, hey, I mean, why we need these two? There's a way we can put them together. Now, LPRC has gone into importation.
Well, this is just...
we have Nokal that is struggling, that, the Nokal boss, she lost as a representative, went to Nokal, and maybe she saw that another Susu part.
I think this is going to be disastrous. Because one of the bad political culture we have is that we're not used to paying national debt. Like the government never established that notion of paying debt, and so as you might know, we as children, when we're growing up, anything that is government, you don't take care of it. Even when you play boys, they made a government boom, meaning anybody can do anything to him, right? So we bring the same mentality to government, because this is going to be the government importing it. Like Michael said rightly, as pessimistic as he sounds, it is just the unfortunate truth. That's how it's going to happen, because LEC is going to, whoever agency needed from the government, they're going to ask for it, but they're never going to pay for it. And I don't even see them bringing in more than 2 orders of petroleum, because the first one they're not going to recover. They're not going to be able to. So, Dennis, this is just one more bad decision by the Unity Party government to get involved in importation of petroleum, because they don't have the capacity to market this product. They don't have the manpower to distribute this product, and so it's just going to be one chaos after another. And it's just going to be another way of wasting government money that they're going to the World Bank to borrow. They were supposed to do something with it, and now they're going to create this extra layer of bureaucracy that's only going to add more to the suffering of the Liberian people. Every time we talk about these things, everything that people do, you wonder who is actually making these decisions. It just reminded me, Dennis, about the money that was they're supposed to be borrowing to build 100 schools. And I said in the comment, they're not even going to build 50% of those schools. They're going to squander with the money, because right now everybody is salivating for that money that is coming. Trust me, you have a lot of schools that need to be renovated and other things need to be done to them. Why are you talking about bringing in petroleum and distribute it, and you are the same agency that is going to be regulating the petroleum? I mean, does that make sense? Who is the genius behind this kind of decision? Okay, but it just goes to tell you our politicians and where their interest lies.
Let me tell you the genius, right? So the story says, for years, the importation of petroleum products into Liberia has been franchised by private companies. However, rising global fuel costs, market inefficiencies, and periodic shortages have strained the system, prompting the government to reconsider its approach. The president's endorsement signals a significant shift in Liberia's energy policy, one intended to promote affordability, security, and competition. At the center of the change is Amos Sakisa, the LPRC's managing director, who has led the negotiation with Starcom Energy and Trading Limited, a global commodity trading firm based in Ghana and the United Arab Emirates. The partnership marks what Sakisa called a milestone achievement, since the funding of LPRC. You see what? But Douglas, before you continue, you said something. You know, when government controls something, you gave a very good example. And I remember writing an article about this: government boom, government gray, government farina, government low.
Yeah.
So anything with government, if you government boom, anybody can kick you. Nobody will talk. If you don't do anything, they give you government gray, which is 50.
Yeah.
So government is supposed to be free.
Yes.
If you and your friend fighting in Nuku Town, you take the sand that everybody walk on, you put it in their mouth, you're giving them government farina, useless stuff, dirt. If you take a piece of paper, you put it on your friend's head, they don't look at government law, because government law is supposed to carry government law without pay.
Yes.
So when government is doing something, be careful.
Yeah.
That's how we see government. That's how government has been.
But then, as you see, one of the things you should know in Ghana, you don't play with government property in Ghana. Government property in Ghana is sacred. They know that it's for everybody, and because it's for everybody, they take care of it. They try to do all they can to protect it, and we have the complete opposite of that. You can't do that. So, with all his good intentions, I mean, I just don't see the practical part of it being done in a way that it should be done, Dennis.
Sometimes if you get somewhere, that's why you need to ask. You know, why do people do it like this for a long time? You cannot investigate, but when you get there, you're smart. But we're going to talk about the last thing, and then we go to our caller, because we try to do both shows in 2 hours. So please start calling. But another news, you know, I like how I introduced the other one. You hear the news. So the other news about the driver license, how far it is now. Because it's the thing, you know, remember 2L is doing this with a company in Ghana and UAE.
Yeah.
Right? Now there's another company, Techno Brain, they call them.
Yes.
That's the one that's going to the driver license and vehicle registration. Government is trying to do everything.
With the IG being the person behind it.
How do you sign something you did not verify? I don't understand that part. You know, so a company is doing the verification, a company is doing the processing, then you just sign it.
Yeah.
How do you sign something that you are not a part of the process? You know, but this is what I feel. If the Ministry of Transport is inefficient for whatever reason, you identify the inefficiencies, and then you try to come up with a plan to make them more vibrant. If you feel that you are not capable of doing that, it's okay to bring in another firm. But you bring in that firm to be a part of the present one to make it better. You want to make it better. You want to make the department, the ministry, you want to make it more efficient. And you want to create a phase-out period so that after 10 years, when that foreign firm leaves, the ministry is moving, is progressive, is income generating, they're professional, they are efficient, all those things. But it's almost like, and this is why I'm hacking it to. It's like the president wake up tomorrow and say, you know what happened? The Liberian National Police is not efficient. Okay, they have too many problems. So I'm going to go and hire a private security firm, and I'm going to move the Liberian National Police, and I'll bring a private security firm to handle the security of the state. Whether at 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, you will find yourself in the same position when those people are done. Because you have done nothing to strengthen your own people. You've done nothing. And this is what is happening at the Ministry of Transport right now. You know? And it's shameful. It's extremely shameful. When the government that we criticized would say that they were immature, they were not ready for the spotlight, when they look at something and say they did not go for Liberia, and the people government come and they say no, they weren't going to do it, and almost 1,000 people are going to lose jobs. I mean, it just fills my mouth.
Jimmy, your mouth full or two?
I don't, you know, they are, you know, in itself, these ideas don't necessarily seem bad. But what is the process? What is the vetting process? What is the process about evaluating your current situation and coming up with a new approach and something? And what is the test? And that is where what I see missing. These harebrained schemes, are they going to be successful, or are they fronts for something else that we do not see? Because a lot of this thing could be smoke screens to divert funds to somewhere else. Will it actually improve? We don't have anybody who is evaluating these things, so we can determine that if it's is a viable venture that we should get in. For instance, the importation of fuel right now. To me, I would have said, okay, let's start bringing crude back, because LPRC, as the name depicts, was a refining company. We stopped refining. We only store. Now they say they will be in. Why? What about going back to refining and making products on our market? Products that can be distributed to different people. We can make Vaseline. There's so many different products you get from crude. What about going back there? And if we're not going back there, why not? So, if these things are going to be undertaken, they should show us the studies. What have you studied that makes you think this is a good?
Exactly, and that's where I was going. I saw a statement by Thomas Fala and said, "Hey, if we can build a road from Salala to Monokomna by giving up Wologisi, let's do it." So I said, "But Tom, what have you studied? What analysis have you done to say, okay, what will it take for us to build a road? And how does Wologisi factor in? So if we want to build a road to Putu, then with the Putu Mountain gone. If we want to build the other road in Grand Cru, then we sell part of the ocean." So I was going, we in Georgia, we eat a lot of Chick-fil-A. And where this Chick-fil-A used to be, I used to take my kids. When I was coming, it was none there. So I said, oh, they moved the Chick-fil-A. So I had to drive maybe like 5 miles. Not knowing, just go 2 steps on the other side of the road there where they put the Chick-fil-A. 2 Chick-fil-A happened like that. And I'm thinking to myself, this is not just arbitrary. Some thoughts, some study went on. Maybe they feel that based on their findings, people going north buy more Chick-fil-A than people going south. So they have to put it on the other side of the road. But it appears to me that the decision we take, the policies we make, they are not backed by anything. And I don't know to what extent President Bouaka is aware, or is it like to a finish to say, Papa, what I've done, say, oh, okay, we're good. Michael, do you think about how these things come about? What goes into arriving at this point, at this decision? Me, I never work in government, so I really can't tell. I only work in corporate America. And when you talk, they say, oh, Liberia and America, not the same.
Dennis, that's the source of my frustration. That is the actual source of my frustration. I mean, you just pick anyone you want to pick. The 285 machine. We'll buy 285 machine, we'll get each counted 19. So the machine that you get Maryland counted, that the same machine you get Cape Mount, the vegetation not even the same. The desire for roads, the need for roads, not even the same. That the same machine you get Lofa, the high forest, that the same machine you will get in Monserrato. I mean, and nobody, the question I can ask myself every day, when people come up with these ideas, because I'm assuming they are sitting around a table, right? And somebody say, hey, I got a good idea. Let's get 285 machine. Nobody there in our whole room can say, why? Why should we do that?
Why the number 285? Why not 286 or 283?
Dennis,
Or
you're
just
almost like the guy from South Africa called and said, look, I get a package for you. I get 285 machines I can sell to you, for this amount, and you'll get a left-hand chopping order. Because nobody can tell you how they came out with 285. Nobody. How they came out with 19, they divided the 285 by the 19 counties.
By 15 counties.
By 15 counties, they came out with 19.
So Riverside and
19.
Riverside and
how they came out with
Nima.
the 285. Nobody. Look at how large Nima is. Look at how large Lofa is. Look at how large Grand Chile is. You're gonna get Grand Chile in little old Maryland or Bomi. They see no more of not only the same number, but the identical package of the other machine. No, it's like nobody is thinking and saying, can I ask a question? Why? So if we import 285 machines, does that mean that we need to employ 285 drivers? Does that mean that we need to build motor pools? Does that mean that we need to employ heavy-duty mechanics? So we are talking about reducing the wage bill, right? And then you are about to hire almost more than 1,000 people.
Another thing, let me go to Duke now. Let's say, to your point, they started to go into it, right? I have a friend who went to sign up, Mandia County, and he's from the Juazon area, right? He went there. Everybody is in the forest. Nobody is in school, right? They are in the forest, and they got in the forest where they live now, where they are doing their daily hustle, and drug use is the norm. On the Juazon side, they have America. On my side, District 2, you know the country they have there in the forest? Iraq. So nobody is home going to school. So now, if government decides to say, okay, we're going to build X number of schools throughout the country, what are some of the thoughts that go into that? What makes you think that the issue that people facing is school building? Mm-hmm. If you go to sign up, in my own town, we have one of the best school buildings, but nobody's there. They're in the mines. Mm. So if you think you put 10-story building in Dodrican, it will bring the people back. So what is the study that informed that decision that we are going to build every district, we're going to put one school building there? Duke, tell me, how do we come up with these things?
Yeah, but then the unfortunate thing is these things are usually not done based on feasibility study based on the input of the people who are going to be the beneficiary of these projects.
Hold on, let me announce that if you want to join the call, the discussion, we have less than 15 minutes to go. Please call 605-313-6004. The code is 791-403#.
So, for the most part, these projects are designed in Monrovia based on the needs of the politicians who are spearheading these projects. And so with very little input from the people who are going to be benefiting from this project. And that's why you see this mismatch from what the people need and what they're actually getting. Because the whole premise of the project is usually for the benefit, essentially for the benefit of one particular politician who is now going to make it look like he's doing something for his constituency or for his people, even though the very people that he's trying to help here had zero input, or that was not what they wanted, but because that's what he wanted, and probably is getting some kickback from, or he's getting some money from that project, haven't been in his district. So the constituents are not the primary reason for which the project is going there. It's all for a political gimmick or find a way to make themselves relevant to the electorate so that when they go back to them, they can be re-elected and all kinds of things. So then that's why you see all of these projects. You see somebody in the legislature, they want to have a budget for development. Nonsense, and as a way of creating a legal framework for them to steal. Because all the things they are doing, there are ministries that are supposed to be doing these things for these people, right? And when the ministry is doing it, it's supposed to be a national agenda where the national government will say, here we need to put X number of schools here, here we need to improve the roads here, etc., etc. So it's supposed to be a national agenda, not individual counties. But again, because of the way things are set up and the way the superintendent, the legislatures, the way they operate, they have a superintendent for development. I usually I will ask myself, this superintendent for development, what does he do? And how is it that his function is different from the principal superintendent himself? But again, this is all the way we got things set up. It's all based on corruption, Dennis. There's no other way you can put it other than that. It's just it create a means for them to siphon money through all these they all like you said. Why is the project not based on what is it that the people need, by consulting them and let them tell you what they need, and if it's what you want to do for them, then you do it for them, instead of you telling them building a school when they don't have a clinic, or you build a clinic when they're, I mean, sometimes it doesn't require any hard thinking to get to know these things. But again, like I said, at the end of it all, the politician's interest is always what that matters, and not the constituents' interest.
Thank you. Gentlemen, I think we've exhausted our time. So we're going to go around the room. We don't have callers. We'll go around the room to get your closing comments and everything that we've discussed, right? The new transport. And let me also mention that the people at the transport ministry, they were protesting. And that's another thing, right? Protest now, like when we see on the university campus, we see everywhere, the people just maybe in a cycle, they're just dancing. Anyway, that's the new norm. I'm too old-fashioned. Gentlemen, let me hear your take as let me hear your wrap up. Let's conclude. Duke, since you are already on the floor, let me hear from you. Then Michael, then Jimmy.
Yeah, Dennis, all of these things that we've talked about today, they are all part of the ills we're trying to deal with in our society. This Ministry of Transport thing here is just so baffling. In essence, look, to have our driver licensing and all vehicular registration and things, to have it resourced, to have it outsourced, it's a good idea if the government is going to be benefiting, or they're going to cut down their costs, because there are some things that are better handled by corporation than the government, if only the government is going to be saving money from it. I mean, normally here, when people do these things, they do it because it would be less costly than if the government does it itself. Now, I'm not sure if that's the reasoning behind it in Liberia, but the way we are used to doing things, if you look at the scheme of things that we do, people's intentions are usually not genuine, and so I don't think this one is any exception. But time will tell on this one, because it's a new practice, new thing that they want to introduce. But you can just see from the beginning what they've done. So sometimes you don't like to be seen to be the one who criticizes everything, because but everything they do is they just don't know how to do anything properly, and right from the get-go they've now fumbled already. You see Gregory signature on documents, and people are questioning whether he actually read what his signature was being put on, and all that. So we always try to do the right thing, and I'm always going to be critical about anything that is not done right. Like I was telling you guys about the lady who was arrested for stealing current. Yeah, nobody condone crime. Nobody should condone crime. But there's a way to do it. There's the way they should report it, so that we don't indulge ourselves in this unnecessary identity politics. It doesn't help anybody. It's only going to exacerbate the already messed up, social economic situation we are dealing with.
Thank you. July 26th is coming, and I want to announce FOL. If any of you watching, if you have FOL 26, please send it to us. On Saturday, we're going to have a program. Our 26th day program will be in the morning, and what we're going to do is we look through, and we're going to have 10 Independence Day orations, excerpts, 10 of them that we're going to, and then all of you want you to wish Liberia happy Independence Day with a message. What do you wish for your country? So it's going to be light. It's going to be just for all of us. And at the end, if the law permits. Also, Independence Day program has been ongoing in Monrovia, where President Bouaka has award, honor some Liberians and non-Liberians. The Knight Commander Humane Order of African Redemption that was given to, I know, 3 persons now. Greg Midman, who wrote The Empire of Rubber, he got that award. I saw it from a Facebook page. Greg Midman. Also, the dual citizenship czar, Eminent Emmanuel Sonnybo Weti, he too was honored with that. And also, Dr. Carl Patrick Burroughs was also honored. So since for all their contribution, since I didn't get a superintendent job at all, I was going to be honored too, but it didn't happen. But that's okay. Michael, let's close.
Okay, so we'll talk about the dedication. There's too many dedication. I don't know if you guys remember when they brought Joseph Boyka from the mansion to dedicate a police boat, and we all laughed and thought this was, you know what I mean? It's like, and here we are 2 years later, or almost 2 years later, and he's still dedicating. No thoughtfulness to the process. Okay, the Emirates Hospital sits in Bopolu empty, non-functioning. Why? Because nobody sat down and thought through the process and say, building a hospital here is only one part or one aspect of it. How are we going to staff it? Where is people going to live? How is it going to be functional to people? So now it sits there empty. When it comes to the police actions, this is what I'll say. Look, this lady was aggressive. She resisted arrest. She shouldn't have. She should be arrested for those things. Whether it was, because even if she was not attacking a police officer, she was attacking somebody who represents the state, right?
Authority.
There was a state representation. She attacked that person. She should be charged for that. That's a misdemeanor. Fine her, let her pay her thing.
But the IG apologized on behalf of the police.
So that apology right there, once you put that apology in court, just to make sure you can't do anything, they can no longer prosecute her. So there you go. But the thing is, what it showed was that our police officers still need a lot of training. And it can't be a one-time training. It has to be something that is done over and over and over until it becomes almost like muscle memory. The driver license, I see a lot of people pushing against it, a lot of people pushing for it. Somebody said that Unity Party versus Unity Party, we should just sit there and look at 2 of them. But whatever, come what may, we hope they make the best decision for Liberia. Finally, the LPRC. Look, if LPRC is concerned about the supply of gasoline, they can import gasoline, they can store gasoline, and if there's a shortage, they can sell gasoline to distributors. What they cannot do is import, distribute, sell, and regulate and store at the same time. You can't do that. It's a blunder. It's going to fail. Millions of dollars are going to go down the drain. And I hope, like everything else in our country, that the president wakes up and he does the right thing for our country.
But the president was in that seat before. So when the president does this policy, you know that it's coming from an informed position. You don't think? He was the LPRC boss.
Yeah.
Forget about what that Osoyo said.
Yeah.
And when they, I remember when he was relieved of that post, they put my hometown boy Nia And my sister was at LU as as an accountant. He was supposed to employ my sister, and then it didn't happen. So now I look back and say, so plenty of things were in this. It was not just regular.
No, it wasn't.
Because these are people that went to school together, on the mission, and then, but she couldn't give her the job that he promised. Jimmy, you're closing.
Okay, I know. I found it very interesting that this incident with the
Jimmy is very diplomatic. You wanted to use one where he changed it to interesting.
Yeah, the incident with this lady, instead of we just saying a lady who resisted arrest or who we single her out to be it's referred to her as a Muslim lady, as a Fulani lady, and I wonder why it's in our culture to that we decide to refer to her that instead of just simply as a lady, as Dukle would say. I think it's because there's something unique about that, and it's probably going to be reflective in our policies. But here's what we've been talking about most. It appears that the Bouakai administration is making bold, sweeping changes, such as the transfer of core government functions to private entities, without sufficiently evaluating the long-term implications of ensuring institutional readiness for such transitions. Take for example, the recent activation of the 25-year concession to Liberia traffic management. That suggests a pattern of dismantling established public functions in favor of private management without transparent assessments of efficacy, sustainability, or public interest. So with this kind of approach, we gradually see an erosion of public institutions, an absence of pilot testing or impact studies, accountability gaps, disregard for workforce stability. And what could happen if we continue this trend? We see Liberia becoming overly dependent on private entities. The public sector morale will decline, and citizens could be faced with increased costs, unequal access, and legal confusion.
Baku?
So, I just believe we should institutionalize these changes and not make it ad hoc, because it could have such far-reaching effects. I'm not saying you shouldn't do good. I'm not saying you shouldn't think out of the box. But where are our guardrails to make sure we're not going to go off, the deep end? And for instance, like I said, we need a pilot or impact study to show that these changes they're making will be good. So that's all I think we need to incorporate in these changes. Changes is good, but you have to have those guardrails up to protect yourself. I would like to see that happening in the years to come.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Mr. Dukwe, and also Mr. Padmo. He loves to be called Asumana. Thank you. Nietzsche.
Thank you, Dennis.
All right. I want to thank our viewers for watching. Always focus on Liberia, where we educate, we elevate, and promote all things Liberia. Until then, we close with a song that says, "We are all Liberians." Have a good night.
We are Liberians.